viewers, welcome back to my channel. Today's topic, formal languages and regular expression. Okay, I'm going to start this topic. Okay, so in that first we will see some basic concepts. Okay, so we have few terminology here, so let's see what's that. So the first one is we have alphabet. So what do you mean by alphabet? Alphabet is nothing but it's a finite collection of symbols. Okay, means we will have some different types of symbols. Collection of these symbols, we'll call it as an alphabet. Okay, so this is called alphabet. Okay, so we have different symbols, so this is also called elements. Okay, so this you can call it as an alphabet set. Okay, so this is the first basic definition, and then we have all the remaining we will derive from this alphabet. Okay, whatever the next definitions we have, that we will derive from the alphabet. Next we will see string. What do you mean by string? String is nothing but it's a finite collection of symbols from alphabet. We want to collect the symbols from this alphabet in a particular sequence. Okay, so that is called string. Okay, suppose if we have the alphabets are this one, A comma B. Okay, then the strings, the possible strings we can derive from this alphabet set, sigma is equal to A comma B is AB, AA, AAA, BB, and so on. So like this we can derive some infinite number of strings we can generate from this alphabet set A comma B. Okay, so in this string, depending upon the pattern you are taking from that string, so you have three different types of strings. Okay, so one is empty string. So the length of the empty string is epsilon, means we don't have any symbols, it's nothing. Okay, that is called empty string. Empty string is denoted by epsilon. Okay, next we have prefix string, means we can derive some prefix for a particular string. What do you mean by prefix? It's a leading number of symbols. It's a leading number of symbols, means what are the symbols are existed prefix before, so that we can call it as a prefix of that string. Suffix, the opposite for the prefix is suffix. So the last tailing or trailing symbols you can consider it as suffix. Okay, suppose if we take one example, if you take like prefix, so here the prefixes are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, and the suffix are 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so those are the examples for the suffix. So that's all about prefix and suffix. So if you have string, they can ask these many possibilities. They can ask us to derive the prefix strings, or they can ask us to derive the suffix string. Okay, next one we are going to discuss about language. So again I told you, right, so we are all deriving all these things from earlier definitions. Okay, next one is language. What do you mean by language? Language is nothing but collection of appropriate strings. Okay, so language we are defining, it's a collection of appropriate string. Language is defined using an input set. Okay, so whatever the alphabet set we have, we are deriving some collection of appropriate string, so that is called language. So very simple, string is nothing but it's a finite sequence of alphabets, and language is nothing but it's a particular sequence or a particular language, a particular number of strings derived from the this input set. Okay, so language is defined using an input set. Okay, so you can have different types of strings in a particular language, something like this. Epsilon means no symbols at all, 0 length. Okay, or 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, so on. So here how we can define a language? So here language, by observing these strings, we can say the language L is defined as it's any number of zeros. Okay, so next we will see what are the operations you are going to perform on. What are the operations you are going to perform on yeah, perform on strings. Okay, so there are mainly three different operations we are going to perform on strings. One is concatenation, transpose, palindrome. Concatenation is nothing but joining two strings, concatenating the two strings. Suppose if you have x is equal to y and y equal to half, when you concatenate the two strings, you will get xy equal to white half. Okay, transpose means that you are reversing the string. Okay, suppose xa whole transpose means if you take out a is a constant outside, and then whatever we have string x, so if you do the reverse of that, then it is called transpose. So a b b transpose is equal to b a b a. Okay, so that's the transpose of a string. Next one we have palindrome. Palindrome is nothing but it's if you read a string in any direction from left to right or from right to left, it has to be same. Okay, so that is called palindrome. So for example, madam. Okay, so if you read in any direction, the spelling is same, madam. Okay, next let's see the next one, operations on languages. So what are the different operations we can carry it out on languages? What are the operations we are carried out on a string? The same you can apply to the language also. Okay, so here are few operations we are discussing. Union of two languages, which is L union L2, and concatenation, which is L1 L2, then intersection L1 intersection L2, then difference of two languages L1 minus L2. In union of two languages, we will have all the strings either from language L1 or from language L2. Okay, concatenation means we can derive the combination of strings. For each string, we can write it's a combination of both the languages. It's a combination of strings which are derived from both the languages. Okay, whatever you are deriving, it should come from both the languages. Okay, each string has to come with both the languages. Next, intersection is nothing but whatever the common strings are existed between both the languages. Okay, that string should be there in L1 and as well as L2. So difference between two languages means the strings which are derived from only L1, it shouldn't be there in L2. Okay, so that is called difference of two languages. That's it for today's class. I hope you understand all the basic concepts. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.